Hey guys, it's Kelly again, and I'm here to share with all of you how I lost 17 pounds and have been able to keep off the weight for about 10 months completely effortlessly. As I mentioned before, I moved to Germany a little over a year ago, and when I got here, I started gorging myself on pretzels and beer and bread and schnitzel and everything else that Germany has to offer. And that combined with a very high stress job, I put on quite a bit of weight. I am someone that loves food. I eat food all the time. I eat so much food that my coworkers actually call me Lunchbox.
Hey Lunchbox. What's up, Lunchbox?
I love food. I noticed that my pants were starting to feel a little tighter, but I just lied to myself. Like, I think you just washed these pants, so that's why they feel so tight. Oh, you're probably just bloated. It's probably just that big meal you had last night. You put on a little bit of winter weight because apparently you're like a human bear and need that extra layer of fat to make it through the famine. But then I saw a photo of myself from when I went on a hike, and there was no denying it anymore. I saw that photo and I was just like, Gah! Who is that? That looks like a whale sunning themselves. It was me. So I decided I needed to lose weight, and I didn't want it to be this temporary diet that I couldn't maintain. I did not want to count calories. There was no way I was gonna spend a whole day of my weekend meal prepping. I didn't want to follow some strict meal plan that told me what to eat every hour of the day, because to me, that's just not realistic. I wasn't going to always be able to make sure that I had 4 ounces of cooked chicken, 1 cup of rice, 2 tablespoons peanut butter with an apple. There was no way that I was going to be able to follow such a strict meal plan. I also, and bear with me, I stopped working out to lose weight.
Wait. What?
And I know that might sound crazy, but what I found myself doing was being like, oh, I ran 5 miles today. I totally deserve that piece of cake. Or I would be getting up earlier to be able to fit in a longer workout. And then during the day, I would get increasingly tired and then start reaching for really crappy snacks to keep me going. And one more thing about working out is a lot of people, when they decide they're gonna go on a diet, they usually couple that with a super intense workout regime. And it's just too much for you to follow. You start restricting all of your favorite foods and killing yourself in that realm, and then you decide to work out 3 times harder than what you ever did before, and your body just gets exhausted and it becomes way too difficult to maintain. So I just didn't work out and focused on my eating habits. And before I start telling you all the methods I use to lose weight, I just want to make sure everybody knows I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist, and I'm not pretending to be. This is just how I was able to lose weight as like a normal person. All right, so before you start to try to lose any weight, you have to accept that you're going to make some lifestyle changes. Start rewiring your brain to create new, healthier habits. So the number one thing that I did to lose weight was I cut out processed foods. I just cut them out. Processed foods just has a ton of garbage in it, and you're feeding your body that garbage. I would feel like crap after I ate processed foods, but I didn't even realize it because feeling like crap became the new normal to me because I was constantly eating this stuff. It wasn't until I cut out processed foods that I realized how much better I felt when I wasn't feeding my body all of that garbage. The best advice I can give is that if you don't buy it, you can't eat it. Just don't buy it. Yes, it involves more cooking. Yes, I hate cooking. But what I found was it was actually really easy to cook whole foods. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of effort to cook some chicken or a steak or saute some vegetables. And like I said, if you don't buy it, you can't eat it. So whenever you go to the grocery store, make sure that you never go on an empty stomach. And if it's not feasible for you to be able to eat something before you go grocery shopping, grab a cup of coffee and sip that while you're shopping, because that will eliminate your desire to grab all these foods just because you're hungry. And speaking of coffee, I've read before, like, make sure you get black coffee instead of a latte or a cappuccino, but I just never listened to it because I was like, okay, how often am I getting a latte or a cappuccino, and is it really adding to my calorie consumption? It was. So I started ordering black coffee with just a little bit of steamed milk or creamer in it. And yes, the black coffee at first was a little bit more bitter than the latte or the cappuccino, but what I found was my palate actually started adapting to the taste of the black coffee. And I went to Starbucks a few weeks ago and I decided to treat myself and get the drink that I usually always got when I went to Starbucks. And it was disgusting. I couldn't even drink the whole thing because it was so sweet. It was sickeningly sweet, like it actually made me sick. And I'm totally cool with that because now I don't even want that kind of drink. And it's considerably cheaper to buy black coffee. So along with cutting out processed foods, I cut out processed sugar and I started eating a lot more fruit instead. Fruit was sweet enough. And the longer I went without that processed sugar, the sweeter and sweeter fruit became. Just like with the coffee, my palate started adapting to my new habits. And if you're one of those people that likes to go to the fridge, open it up, look for a snack, grab something, whatever, I started cutting up pieces of fruit, putting it in a bowl, setting it on a shelf in the fridge, and every time I would go to the fridge and open it up, I would see that bowl of fruit, I would grab a few pieces, pop them in my mouth, and it would be enough to satiate my desire for a snack. I dramatically increased my intake of vegetables. I used to always have vegetables with dinner and stuff, but I started eating them all throughout the day. And I'm not just talking about a salad, I'm talking about whole vegetables. Carrots, cucumbers, bell peppers, spinach, Brussels sprouts, you name it. And I like to snack, so I made vegetables my new snack. Instead of taking my time and cutting up all these vegetables and putting them in cute sandwich baggies, whatever, I was literally just taking these whole vegetables to work. And yes, I got ridiculed for it because apparently it's weird when someone sits at their desk and eats an entire cucumber whole. But I was losing weight. It was effective. I didn't care. Haters gonna hate, whatever. And guess what? People in my office are starting to do this. They're eating whole peppers like an apple like I do, and I'm so proud. There's actually a lot of fruits and vegetables that you can eat whole without any prep at all, like tomatoes, green peppers, kiwi, bell peppers, snow peas, celery. Okay, maybe not a pineapple. You can eat those things without having to peel them and cut them up. Just eat them. Just wash them off and eat them. All right, alcohol. I know that this is one thing a lot of people will say, nope, I am not giving up alcohol. Why? Because I need it. Do you actually need alcohol to get through your day? Maybe it's time to find a new coping mechanism. Okay, fine. Stop being so preachy. Now, I was drinking a beer every night because I liked the taste of it. So that I understand. What I liked about beer the most was that it was carbonated. So I stopped buying beer because, like I said, if you don't buy it, you can't consume it. And I started drinking carbonated water instead. And I'm lucky that I'm in Germany and there's like carbonated water everywhere. They love that stuff and you can buy it by bottles and bottles just as cheap as you can buy still water. So if you're in the States, I know that it's a lot more difficult to get this carbonated water. So maybe it's worth investing in a soda stream or something if you're like me and you love carbonation as much as I do. The first couple nights was a little rough. I was craving that beer and instead I just shoved carbonated water into my mouth. After a few weeks, I didn't even crave beer anymore. I would go out to eat with my friends and they would all get beer and I would be perfectly content with my carbonated water. It became my new habit. Alright, I saved this one for last because it was the most extreme thing that I did to lose weight. And I did it knowing it was going to be temporary, unlike all the other tips that I just gave. I cut out bread. I just had to. I'm in Germany, their bread is freaking amazing here. Honestly, like I can't even explain to you. I had to cut it out. And really, once I mentally accepted it, it wasn't that hard. Just by making those few little lifestyle changes, I was able to lose weight quick and I didn't gain it back. Because like I said, it wasn't a diet, it was a lifestyle change. It was easy to keep going. I hope that this video is able to help you lose some weight or reach whatever goals you may have. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and please click subscribe. I'll be posting videos every week. I'm gonna go eat a cucumber or something. That sounds really sad. It's not that sad. It might be a little sad. Yeah, I don't care. Bye! Bye. And I'm back because when I started editing my video, I realized that I didn't even do any post weight loss or transformation photos for you guys. So first, let me bring out some incredibly embarrassing photos of myself to remind you what I look like before I tried to lose any weight. In these photos, I weighed about 166 pounds. And this is me now. So this morning I got on the scale and I weighed, hold on, I have to convert this from kilograms to freedom units, 145 pounds. That's a 21-pound weight loss. Guys, that is the least I've weighed in over 10 years. Okay, for real this time. Bye.